Please help support the channel by visiting our Amazon store, affiliate link below.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater, and over the course of this past weekend, Netflix released its highly touted Will Smith Lord of the Rings meets Colors film, Bright. This Max Landis penned feature film was picked up in 2016, and they put a lot of money into it. Over $90 million budget. I do believe $3 million of that went to Max Landis's fee for the script itself. Netflix was not messing around when they wanted to bring this one on as an original movie. They got David Ayer to direct it, coming off of Suicide Squad's success, and the fact that David Ayer is pretty good at turning around a decent script into a decent film. They got Will Smith to star in it. They got Joel Edgerton. They got Noomi Rapace. They got a bunch of people to be in this movie. And it was a solid film. I mean, the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes right now is at 89%. The critical score is at 29%. That is a huge difference between the critics and the audience. And that tends to happen a lot in these particular situations. We see that the audience, or that the critics just don't like something, then the audience actually ends up liking it. And there's those out there that will obviously argue that, you know, some of these are probably bots, some of these are fake. But in regards to what we've learned recently from Rotten Tomatoes defending their audience score, it's 100% accurate, because of course it has to be. But when you take away all that, you move past the articles attacking the movie for how it handles racism, and the articles that are trying to completely crap on this movie because Max Landis wrote it and he's going through his own thing right now with the Me Too movement. You look at just how many people watched it over the course of the first 3 days, and it's a staggering number. We're talking 11 million people watched Bright on Netflix in the first couple days. 11 million people. Now, I don't know if those 11 million people watched all of the movie, or if those people were watching it repeat times. Netflix has put out a couple tweets kind of poking fun at whoever has been watching A Christmas Prince once a day for 50 some days and asking the question, who hurt you? You know, I mean, like, they're not above kind of poking fun at their own audience as a result of who watches these films, but we don't know. Did somebody watch it over and over and over again over the course of that weekend? I mean, we'll never know, obviously. But the fact is, the movie has been able to drum up a large viewer base, and Netflix knew this going in. I think that they were tracking it, tracking the data online, tracking the views on the trailer, tracking the people that were interested in watching it on Netflix, and so much so that a day before its release, or 2 days before its release, they announced Bright 2 was going to be coming. Will Smith obviously returning. If you've seen the film, you know why. I don't want to spoil it. I do have a review of the movie if you want to check it out. And here's the thing. More of this movie, of this world, is desperately needed. For one, it allows us to go further into the lore of the elves and the orcs and the humans and all the other very messy politics surrounding race that they deal with within this movie, and what they've all set up. Who exactly is the Dark Lord? What does he want? Are we going to go back to the old days, see some cool stuff? That's more or less what I'm looking forward to. But I'm glad that something like this has done so well. Because what's one of the major complaints you hear about movies every single year, right? Every single year you always hear, well, they just don't make anything original. I hear that constantly. To which case I would say, well, this is something original. Yeah, it's not in theaters and it went right to Netflix, but the quality level that Netflix tends to put out obviously is having a solid impact on the stuff that people are watching, and it's original. Right? Hollywood puts out original content all the time, but it's honestly the marketing of it that is usually the problem. They don't put it out to enough people. People don't know what it is. People aren't paying attention unless they've got a couple $100 million marketing campaign like they would with an Avengers movie or a DC Comics movie or Star Wars movie or things like that. So yeah, this is a wholly original concept. Even Max Landis himself said on Twitter a while back that Bright to him could be his Star Wars. Setting up that type of world and just kind of letting it play out. And as we've learned from Netflix over the course of the past couple years, they are more than willing to invest the money into creating this kind of content, letting these creators, these directors, these producers, these actors, these teams come out and actually just create. And as a result, we're in this golden age of content creation on streaming services. Hollywood, while still having record numbers for certain films, a lot of other times are dying off because movies just can't compete. And that's unfortunate, but I'm glad that something like this has been able to find an audience. 11 million people is nothing to scoff at. I saw one report saying that if all 11 million people had bought a ticket, the movie probably would have grossed around $98 million. It's not bad. That's not bad. You know, and it's the thing is you can watch it anytime you want, any time of day. I was actually thinking about watching the movie again because I really freaking liked it. So more repeat viewings, more people watching means Netflix is going to probably keep this thing around for a long time. And that, my friends, is actually pretty freaking cool. But I want to know your thoughts about this. Do you think that Bright was worthy enough to get a sequel? Do you think 11 million people liked it? Do you think that the critics were right and that it's crap, or that the audience is right and that it's awesome? These are things I want to know. Go ahead and let me know in the comments. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been 3 Buck Theater. If you guys haven't already, be sure to thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm definitely trying to get up to 20,000 subs on here, and check back daily for more content from me. In fact, if you want to see more content from me, you can do so right now.